Hello, darlings, and welcome to Digimon Ghost Gaze. We're back. We're talking about Jellymon and all of her friends and how much Sleep sucks, and we love it. I, for one, am very excited to be here. I'm Emery. My pronouns are he, she, they. Hey, here's one I just thought of. It's like this week's episode is a dream come true.
Oh my god. I hate it.
My brain is doing fantastic right now.
My name is Morg. They, he, and I'm leaving the podcast for that one. Just kidding.
And I'm Milview. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. I was confused about them for a second. What the hell is today? This episode is gonna be great. We've all got perfect podcast energy.
Yeah, we've all got perfect brains, perfect podcast energy.
Yeah, we have good brains. That's what they tell us.
So the episode opens up with we see this week's cold open guy, and he's getting chased through a lava cave, and there's a big ol' skeleton chasing after him, and the skeleton is a dragon and is talking about rot and decay.
Spooky, scary skeleton. Yeah, he's just like, rot and decay, and it's like, shut up.
Yeah, and cold open guy is terrified, and I think, wow, this looks actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Looks pretty cool.
So then we cut to Jellymon. In my notes, it just says Jellymon on her girl boss shit. She's apparently set up a sleep therapy clinic just like outside under a tree.
Yeah, she's doing schemes and scams. She's
doing schemes.
She's a businesswoman, and I hate that I have to say this about Jellymon, but she's a middle-aged mom on Facebook.
God.
She definitely is, though. Actually, she's like the one at the top of the pyramid scheme. Yeah. She's not the one she's the one tricking the moms on Facebook, if anything.
Oh yeah, that is true. Oh, I feel a lot better about it now. She's the one inventing the pyramid schemes.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's on top of the pyramid scheme, and she's definitely trying to recruit Ruli. So what she's doing is essentially she's using she's marketing it as like Dr. Kiyoshiro's like miracle sleep therapy or whatever.
She put him in a coat.
Like, I don't like this.
She put him in a little coat.
I like that he's going along with it though, because he's just like, I don't know how to say no to Jellymon. And I'm like, well, same, I guess.
The thing is, so they're selling perfect sleep amongst the sakura blossoms, like you can do. I guess he's saying that it's a tour in your dream of the sakura blossoms.
I guess.
For that shit. If that were real, I would also pay for that shit. I get these people. I also want to take a nap.
Yeah, I can't say I see the appeal. I've never been under-rested for this podcast or at any other time.
I've never had sleep deprivation.
No.
I'm fine right now.
Yeah, so basically she's just doing this business where a bunch of people fall asleep on the grass, and that's great for them, except that it isn't. So Ruli's there, she's hanging out with Angoramon, she just wanted to walk around and see the cherry blossoms, but Jellymon is like, oh, you have to try this sleep therapy, and she's very excited to see Ruli. She's like, she just has like the goblinist energy in this scene. She's very much like, oh, I'm gonna do something so nice for Ruli, but she's just so like self-absorbed about it. It's great.
Yeah, because the moment Ruli says, actually not interested, Jellymon is like, if you're not a customer, could you just, like, leave?
Yeah.
Also, like, she does try to convince Ru, like, she's like, I'll do a free one for you if you promote my stuff on your blog, because it's famous and stuff, and
Right, yeah.
she's like, I don't know about that one, Chief, but, like, she gets dragged over to, like, another side of the hill, and then just, like, her and Goramon are just, like, sitting there, and, like, suddenly these weird bubbles come out from somewhere. Very strange.
Yeah, there's, like, a little picnic basket hanging up on the cherry tree, and there's some little bubbles coming out of it. What could this mean?
No, don't worry about it. It's fine.
And these bubbles, they pop on Goramon and Ruli's faces, and they fall asleep.
We get the peak comedy of, I will never fall asleep suddenly. And then suddenly falling asleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't just automatically fall.
And this wholesome moment sort of gets broken because that's when the screaming starts.
Yeah, that's when the screaming starts. People are people are waking up. People are having fits. And some of these people have torn clothes and weird bruises on their bodies. The fucking cold open guy from earlier just like fucking crawls up to Kiyoshiro like a fucking zombie, like he's actively being murdered, which he kind of is.
He kind of is.
Yeah. Yeah, we see that he's got like this huge like slash across the back of his shirt and like this bruise on his arm, and Kiyoshiro is dying. He's not having a good time.
Yeah, because he's being yelled at by all these angry customers, and then, like, this dude collapses on top of him, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why everyone's suffering so much.
Mm-hmm.
What have you done, Jellymon?
And Jellymon is invisible, so...
She's like, I've done
She's
nothing.
not even invisible.
No, she's not.
She's like...
I thought people couldn't see her.
No, she was out and about because they were asleep, so she didn't fucking care.
Oh, right.
Yeah, also these guys can just walk around at any time, and people just think they're holograms.
True.
People probably just think she's a mascot.
I was a bit distracted because, like, we've all woken up from a nightmare, and I thought it was very well done. I also am very violent when I wake up from a nightmare and look for someone else to blame for all my problems.
Well, I will not sleep next to you, then.
It is a very bad idea to sleep next to me. I keep telling people this, but mistakes are always made.
But is this when they notice the bubbles that are coming out are, like, fucked up?
I think first we get the start of Ruli and Angaramon's loop, and then we get them looking at the basket,
you're
like,
right.
These colors are funky, man.
Yeah, you're right. We see Angoramon and Ruli's dream, and they're dreaming together, and it would be nice, except that Angoramon is carrying her, and they're clearly, like, running from something as he's flying, and he keeps, like, trying to fly away, and then suddenly, like, they're, like, talking a little bit, like, about getting away, and then it suddenly cuts, and I was like, did something happen to my TV? But no, this is just part of the show. It really, it's very interesting. I think it was done, like, actually pretty well, because it's, like, very dreamlike to, like, just have shit happen randomly.
Yeah, it's like a very disorienting cut. I totally felt that, too.
Mm-hmm. But it fit.
I was like, oh, shit. And then when I tried to rewind and it happened again, they, like, explained, they're like, we were just gone from here. What the fuck? So I was like, oh, they're literally, like, talking about it. If I had waited 2 seconds, I wouldn't have had to rewind here. But yeah, I just thought it was funny that I was like, huh? What?
Yeah, no, it was perfect. It really added to how disorienting dreams can be. And it sort of was a good start for how fucked up what Ruli and Angoramon are going to be going through is.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time they try to run, they end up back there with, we don't know who it is yet. Or do we do... It's Skull Greymon.
It's Skull Greymon.
It's Skull Greymon.
Like,
I didn't even need
anyone who
Angoramon
knows Digimon Adventure a little bit probably knows Skull Greymon. That's like the first dark evolution in the franchise.
Yeah, I didn't need the card, but it's always nice to see it. So Skull Greymon is just always on their tail, and if they manage to get away, it's like, haha, you have to start from the beginning again.
Yeah, so I forget where they are when this happens, but like Skull Greymon is attacking them, like he smashes some rocks and like one of them hits Ruli in the hand, and like, oh, then in real life, Kyoshiro and Jellymon can like see the mark forming, and they're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start seeing like Angoramon's like fur getting all like roughed up, and like he's getting like battered by, because he's being battered by rocks in the dream now too, and they're like, why is this happening? How is this happening? And it's just so like wild. I don't know.
Ruli is also 100% ready to fight. Like, she's sick of running.
She's so sick of it. She's like,
I would also choose to punch a huge skeleton monster if I was running for so long.
She literally
Ruli is also girl boss in this episode, because she is just like, damn, like as they're like on this like cliffside and all these rocks are falling on them, Ruli just sort of stops and she's like, okay, I'm not having this. I'm putting my foot down. And then Goramon is like, dude, we need to go. And she's just like, no, I'm not gonna run from this. We're gonna figure this out. And then like a gigantic fucking, and then like we just see this shadow fall over her, and like there's this boulder like right above above her head that like
Goramon
that Angoramon stopped like just before it hit her, and you know, then she just like sort of takes her sweet time getting out from underneath it, and then Angoramon's like, okay, all right, you win. We can do this.
I'm trying to make sense of my notes.
Me too. Is this when they start like looking at like what's happening with the bubbles?
Yeah, I think this is when Jellymon checks on Pilomon.
Pilomon is the one that produced the bubbles that made everyone go to sleep. And if you noticed, with Angoramon and Ruli, the bubbles were like kind of dark, had like some clear outside, but then Pilomon is like putting out even more like of these dark bubbles that are like much darker, and Kyushiro and Jellymon are like, that's not right. Something is wrong here.
And
why are these bubbles looking so rancid?
Yeah, and Jellymon's like, you know what? The only thing we can do is the hands-on approach. We got a dream. And Kyushiro immediately goes like, what the fuck? No, don't do this to me.
Kyoshiro hates this idea. He's like, no, we're gonna get killed too. I don't want to die in the dream and then die for real.
And yet he remains incapable of not doing exactly what Jellymon wants.
Yeah.
So they do go to sleep.
Well,
yeah, Jellymon just like fucking grabs onto his head and pilots him like Ratatouille into one of the dream bubbles.
That's exactly what happens.
That's exactly what happens. Literally, Kyushiro is a fucking mech.
Kyushiro is high-strung enough that if you pulled on his hair, you could use him like a puppet.
True. Did we say... I was looking at something, but did we say if, like, he texted Hiro before he, like, passed out from that?
Yeah, he just barely managed to get a text off before Jellymon flings him into the abyss.
Flings him into the bubble. They both, like, are hit by the same bubble and fucking collapse.
Yeah, with Jellymon just clinging onto Kyoshiro's head. This is a secret tool that will help us later.
Did we mention, though, that Angoramon, like, digivolves in the dream?
Oh, right, yeah, he does.
That's kind of what makes them like, why are they fighting? What's going on? We should check at the dream thing, because they're like, oh, they're
because they see him change into like Simbara and Goromon in real life, and that's how they realize, like, yeah.
I just think it's funny. He just like dream digivolved.
I have my notes is just filled with sentences like evolving in dream is evolving IRL, or getting hurt in dream is getting hurt IRL. Constantly just the same sentence over and over again. These notes are the worst I've ever made.
I mean, he literally does keep saying, if you die in the dream, you die in real life. I was like, this die in the game, die in real life ass shit.
Yeah, Kyoshiro is very much aware of the stakes, but I think he's the only one who cares about the stakes.
He's also memeing. But, I mean, he doesn't know. I mean, Ruli and Simba and Goromon don't know yet. They don't know that they're asleep yet. Like, it isn't until they meet up with Kyoshiro that they realize they're asleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're in the dream world too.
Before that, we do get to...
Oh, yes, of course.
We get to see what's going on with Hiro when Kyoshiro sends him this text. And Gamamon broke his phone again.
Yep.
I want to know the thought process in the room. Like, okay, we don't want Hiro in this episode. It's very important that it's just Ruli and Goromon, Jellymon, and Kyoshiro. Just those four. Hiro and Gamamon cannot be in it. What do we do? Someone says, hey, what if Gamamon just eats the phone again?
What if he breaks the phone?
Because Hiro says, what's rule 3 again?
Don't he?
God, it's so good. And it's like, it does feel like a good payoff for like both the fact that like we had that one episode where Gamamon was just like chewing on Kyoshiro's monitor for some reason, and also the fact that he just like stomped the shit out of Hiro's phone in the Zasomon episode.
Yes, that's right.
He's a baby and he's trying to figure out how things work.
Yeah, you really get the sense that Gamamon is doing shit like this all the time.
He's just putting shit in his mouth.
He doesn't feel guilty. He has absolutely no idea if what he did was bad, because he's looking at Hiro like, and can I have champion now?
Give me the chocolate.
And I think give him the chocolate, he deserves it. Look at him, he's doing amazing.
But Hiro, who's better at controlling himself than we are, is like, no, you have to wait these 14 minutes of the TV show, until my phone is fixed.
The thing is, Gamamon has never done anything wrong.
He's never done anything wrong.
Ooh. Do you think if we get further along in this season and Gulas Gamamon becomes a series regular and you can turn into him at will, if something goes wrong, Gamamon is going to be like, I didn't do that. It was Gulas Gamamon.
No, it wasn't me.
It was my evil alter ego. I can't help it.
It was my Slim Shady. I didn't say a slur, it was Slim Shady.
Oh no. God, okay, what crimes would this Gamamon do if he were just like causing problems? I think he would like definitely find some spray paint and do a little street art on, outside the dorms.
I do like that, but he seems like more calculated. Like, he would maybe like do something specifically with the paint. Like, I don't know what though. Like, maybe he's trying to like summon a demon by painting a fucking like. No, I don't know. That was just something. But I don't know. Like, he would steal, but that's not really a crime.
Yeah.
He would punch a cop just because he saw a cop. I don't know if that's really a crime.
Yeah.
Just regular, you know what? Just regular gay shit.
Yeah, he would just be gay, do crimes, all that, you know.
Yeah, I think so.
Or maybe like a cat, like he's in your house and you're looking at him, and there's your coffee mug on the table, and he's looking at you. And he keeps looking at you, and he just raises his hand and pushes it off the table. That's what he would do. Never breaking eye contact. That's cool as Gamamon to me.
Now I'm picturing all the Digimon as cats. Pretty good.
Oh yeah, you know Angoramon is a Maine Coon.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jellymon is just one of those cats that's meowing all the time for no reason.
Oh, she's my cat then, huh?
Gamamon is an orange cat, because all orange cats are dumb.
Yeah, they all share one brain cell.
Yeah.
As someone with an orange cat, I can confirm this.
I always say that Bob's brain cells are in his eyes, because he certainly hasn't been using them anymore.
Oh no. Where the fuck were we? We're talking about we haven't talked about Kiyoshiro.
Yeah, Kyoshiro's underwater. He's drowning.
He's fucking drowning. But he's fine. But he's drowning.
That's a lot further than we were.
Is it?
Oh no, they have met up. Yeah, no, it's right. Yeah, they found each other.
No, we haven't gotten to that point yet.
Because I remember Jellymon being like, what if Kyosho was like, we should let them find us.
They haven't found each other yet. This is just when they like first go to sleep. They're in the water. And like Jellymon is like dragging Kiyoshiro along because he's not swimming fast enough to get away from their Greymon, Skull Greymon. That's what it's called.
Yeah, the way she's dragging him, he's just kind of like almost skimming across the surface of the water like a jet ski.
She calls him useless.
Very good. Also,
Kyoshiro's having a rough one in this episode. He's having a rough one in a lot of the episodes, but this one in particular.
The idea that if you go to sleep, you get assigned your own personal Skull Greymon, though. Each gets their own. You don't have to share.
Government assigned Skull Greymon.
Yeah, this is that's like the premium level of Jellymon's.
You don't have to share the nightmare. You can do it on your own. How do I opt out of that subscription?
And then I think this is when Jellymon and Kiyoshiro are like, how can we meet up with them? And then Jellymon has the idea of like, oh, they can come to us, and she shoots BB Thunder into the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And they do see it. And like,
yeah.
And Goromon like recognizes that it's BB Thunder and not just like some other scary shit.
But Ruli is in charge of all the brain cells today.
Yes, yes.
And is like, we're not gonna run mindlessly. Something's going on here. Because they've been near Skull Greymon for a while and they haven't looped again. And usually they loop super fast.
Yeah, specifically, like, she says that they can't see the cherry tree from where they are, and so like they've gone farther than last time without looping.
Yeah.
And she wants to like figure out like how to avoid looping this time.
And then Angoramon is like, you're a genius. Sorry, he's still Digivolved, but you're a genius. It's like, if we stay close enough to him, we don't loop. And it's like, it has to do with the distance between them. And then this is when they see or they like eventually meet up with. I don't remember what actually happens to make them meet up.
Yeah, that just happens in my notes as well, I think.
Yeah.
Dream sequences are super cool to see, but they're so disorienting.
Because they, like, eventually run into each other, and...
Yeah, so I think Rullian and Goromon, they were, like, headed towards the direction that Kiyoshiro and Jellymon are. Then I think the next time we see Kiyoshiro and Jellymon, you know, like they've actually made their way like from the ocean to the desert area.
The Depression.
You know, Ruli and the Depression that Ruli and Goramon are in.
That's right.
And, you know, Kyoshiro's climbing down a cliff because this is a very cliffy area. And I did, you know, have in my notes, like, the perspective in this scene. Like, Kyoshiro is just, like, in the background climbing down the cliff, and Jellymon is in the foreground. And it looks like she's very, very big compared to him. And something about it makes me go, foreshadowing?
Oh, that would, yeah, maybe. Or also just, you know, Jellymon at heart is bigger than Kyoshiro. That's just facts.
She's like, no, I'm just bigger. I'm your big GF.
Because as we know, she's always the bigger person, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's like you kind of have a sense of how tall someone is when you're not standing right next to them, and it's, you know, it's different than it's usually different than how they actually are. Yeah, and Jellymon is just like 5 stories tall.
Yeah.
We all know this about
her.
Obviously.
I bet she floats just above everybody else's heights, just so she can feel taller.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, eventually, like, Ruli and Goramon are like, oh shit, they're, like, getting too far away from Skull Greymon. They're gonna, like, loop again. We gotta, like, run into each other so they don't loop alone. And then they, like, jump and, like, it looks like Ruli and, Kyoshiro are gonna, like, hold hands, but what ends up happening instead is they, like, go past each other, and Kyoshiro, like, hits a tree.
Yeah, eat shit, Ruli Kyoshiro shippers.
He hits a tree, and,
it's a beautiful scene.
It's a beautiful scene, and it's, you know... Honestly, if you ship though or whatever, like, I don't care. It's more just like you gotta remember that they're fucking dumbasses too.
Yeah, exactly. I just thought it was a really good comedy moment.
Yeah, me too.
It sets it up like it's going to happen, and then the tree. I laughed so hard.
Yeah, it's the cherry blossom tree that really keeps seeing. And is like, we're in some kind of weird loop. I don't know what's going on. And this is when Jellymon and Kyoshiro are like, you're dreaming, actually, but what happens in the dream will happen in real life. It's fucked up. Sim and Goramon is not happy about this.
Yeah, and I did make note of just, like, the characters in this scene, like, visually they all kind of look a little bit more chibi than usual. They just sort of like have like rounder faces, bigger eyes, and like, yeah, there are a few moments where they're like looking sort of off model, but I think in this episode in particular, like, it works really well. Like, you know, they're off model, but they still look like very good and expressive, and I think the sort of fluidity of it like adds a little bit to the sort of you know, dreamlike feeling of the episode, you know?
Yeah, I think I agree.
I didn't notice that. I'll have to watch it again.
Oh, no. I didn't fully notice, but, like, I know what you're talking about. Like, I know the vibe. It makes sense, especially when, like, Ruli is, like, chiding someone.
Yeah. Yeah, Ruli is just, like, fucking yelling at Jellymon, like, this is all your fault. You're doing this whole sleep business. You got us into this mess. And Jellymon's like, yeah, whatever, it happens. None of this was preventable.
It all happened for a reason.
The thing is that Jellymon has also never done anything wrong in her life.
Exactly. She's never done anything wrong, and that therefore she never needs to apologize. She's 100% correct for acting like she does in this episode. It's great.
It's great. God.
Is this when we get in when Jellymon digivolves?
Yes.
Yeah, like Skull Greymon shows up again. And I think Jellymon does the thing where she tries to fight. And like every fight Jellymon ever starts, the first thing that happens in this fight is that Tesla Jellymon gets knocked into the ground.
Oh yeah, I think like just before that, they do talk about how like since this is Pilomon's dream, they do need to like find them in the dream and wake them up.
Yeah.
And Jellymon's like, Pilomon's been following us this whole time. And like, yeah, if you notice in the dream, like occasionally you'll see Pilomon in the background. This time though, they like look directly at them and they're just like they look so funny because they're like trying to hide again and their legs are all like kicking out. They're so cute. They're so cute.
They're adorable.
Ah!
Pilomon is literally just like a cylindrical sort of lacy pillow with like a face and little goat horns and a sleepy cap. They're good.
So
good
cute.
design.
Very cute. I want a plushie of it.
Yeah, me too. Same hat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be a very good plushie for hugging. Very huggable body shape.
But yeah,
to be honest, I say that about a lot of things that people wouldn't say have very huggable body shapes. So I'm glad that I'm finally saying it about something that people agree with.
Pilomon, they notice that they're like very... Yeah, the reason they're like being so scared and hiding in the background is because of Skull Greymon, so Jellymon is like, okay, let's just kill Skull Greymon. Taking out a giant dragon skeleton, literally I see no problems with this.
I'm fine. This is fine. We don't need to be ultimate level, or whatever the fuck it's called.
No,
it doesn't matter.
It's just some bones. I mean, how hard can it be?
Bones!
Bones.
And then this is where Tesla Jellymon evolves.
Yeah.
And gets knocked into the ground, as always happens when Tesla Jellymon starts a fight.
Gets absolutely smacked.
And yet, she always gets up and she starts every fight with the absolute conviction that she's going to win. I respect that so much.
God.
God.
Jellymon is just like... so on her bullshit this episode. She is really performing at her peak here. This is like maybe some of the shittiest, most Jellymon-esque behavior we've seen out of her since her debut in episode 5. She's so shitty. I love her.
She's such a gremlin.
She's got to do scams. She's got to get the money for the jawbreakers.
Yeah, she's gotta attempt to kill God with no reservation or fear in her heart.
Yeah. She would do that. But at least this isn't a god this time, you know? She does try to land a hit. Eventually, Angoromon has the brain cell. And is like, oh, we should actually, like, attack together, probably. A weak attack isn't helping.
God, I'm just thinking about it now. Jellymon really is what it's like to be on a manic episode.
Oh, no.
All of my ideas are perfect, and nothing can kill me.
God.
And I must constantly be doing things. Because have you seen Jellymon not on her bullshit? No, she always has a plan. There's always something afoot.
Yeah. This is a girl with racing thoughts, and frankly, we stan.
Mm-hmm.
God. Part of me's like, fucked up, and part of me's like, God, I wish that were me. You know? I don't, but I do, you know?
No, I just want to take a nap.
Right, exactly.
I don't think Jellymon ever takes a nap.
No. She does sleep, though, confirmed. We did see her sleeping.
God, yeah, how many fucking hours of sleep does she get? We only see her, we know that she's out all night. She probably, like, sleeps for a few hours just floating around the room.
Mm-hmm.
Jellymon is bipolar.
She literally is bipolar.
Yeah. Because she has to wake up before Kyosho to ruin his day before it's even started.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. Fuck. Confirmed.
So brave of Digimon to show such a wide range of characters that everyone can relate to.
Everyone's gay and has mental illnesses.
So true.
I mean, most of the people I know, so statistically speaking, I mean...
Right, yeah, exactly. Fuck, what is... My notes just cut to Bakuman, and that is not what happens next.
No, they go into the water. I don't know how they get into this water, but they're in the water suddenly.
They
Okay,
loop.
I
actually know
the order of
too.
events. I got
Yeah.
this. I got this for you.
Go ahead, though.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so Jellymon gets specced down. She and Simbara and Goromon try attacking the Skullgreymon together. It works great until it doesn't. Then we do just get a cut to them asleep in real life, and Tesla Jellymon is just like fully sprawled out on top of Kyoshiro's head, and it's such a good joke.
It's
Beautiful.
great.
We saw how Jellymon like fell asleep clinging to his head. We saw Simbara and Goromon evolve in real life, and God, just like the fucking reveal of this though is like, oh, you set that up so well. I love it.
Beautiful. This whole episode had so many good visual jokes in it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
God, I've just been thinking about that for the past week. It's so funny.
It's really funny. It's really good. I was like, damn, good job, artists of Digimon.
So then, Kyoshiro starts freaking out and running away,
Yes,
and so they're
yep.
like, "No, if you run away, then then you're gonna loop and go back to the beginning." So they all have to just like follow Kyoshiro so that he doesn't get separated from the group. So then they all end up underwater. Excuse me.
They all end up underwater, and like,
We see two very different dynamics
yeah,
between Digimons and partners.
Sim and Goromon like wakes up and like catches Ruli, and like they go to the surface, and then Kyoshiro's just like there, and he's like freaking out, and he's like, I'm underwater, I'm fucking drowning, I guess.
Tesla Jellymon clearly doesn't know that drowning is bad for people.
Kyoshiro's slowly, very slowly going down and down and down. Jellymon's just floating like, what's the big deal, darling?
Just like, you're a jellyfish, hello?
It doesn't even occur to her. She just thinks this is typical Kyoshiro overreacting. The thing is that she's right.
Mm-hmm.
But he eventually realized that too. Crazily, awesomely.
This is why they're such a good pair.
Yes, because he eventually like does get to the ground of the water of the ocean floor. It's not really the ocean, the sea. I don't know, but he like eventually it like clicks in his head like, oh, it's not really the sea. This is a dream. And like he's like standing before one of the Skullgreymons, and like Jellymon's like, what the hell are you doing? You're gonna get fucking crushed, you idiot. And he's like, no, I'm fine. I have the power. It's lucid dreaming time, baby.
Yeah, quick, we do cut to Hiro finally getting his phone back and just seeing a bunch of texts all at once.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course, because this is where Bakuman. This is why my notes are like, Bakuman here, wow.
Bakuman here.
I'm so happy that he's back.
He just pops out of Hiro's phone and is just like, damn, you won't believe the day I've been having. There's some crazy dreaming shit happening. It's wild.
He literally shows up to Hiro like, Jellymon's on our bullshit, and I've decided that you have to fix that.
So Hiro's like, well, I can't get there right away. So Bakuman is like, fine then, just send me to Kyoshiro's phone in a text message. And Hiro's like, You can do that?
That's so sick. That's awesome. Digimon can just hang out and text between friends. It's great.
It's 7G, baby.
I hope they use that again, because I think that's a really interesting thing that they could use for plot reasons.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm afraid that they won't, because it's too convenient.
They do mention the internet in the next episode, so that's fun. So yeah, he does that. But like then we cut back to the dream, right? Because we don't see like Bakuman. We don't see that end of everything until
No, we don't. We just get Yoshiro high on power.
Yes, he's like talking about lucid dreaming and how fucking strong he feels because it's a dream, and he's like, yeah, baby, let's fucking go.
Once again, main character monologuing, and I love him for it.
Yeah. God, fucking, this episode has such good Kyoshiro and Jellymon bullshit. Like, Jellymon we've talked about her. And now Kyoshiro is just like having a full anime protagonist moment. It's great.
It's moments like these that really show where Kyoshiro and Jellymon overlap what makes them work, and it's because they're both dramatic bitches.
So true.
They're both living for the drama.
They do.
God.
Can you imagine if those two have an actual real fight?
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't want to think about it.
God, they would make it everyone's problem.
Whose side are you on? Hero, you have to take my side. I'm your dorm leader. How dare you?
She would start an online slander campaign. And he would do the same, is the thing about it.
So true. Fuck.
I love them so much.
But
in this episode, they were working together.
He's parting the fucking sea with his anime bullshit powers, aka lucid dreaming. And, Rulian and Goromon, who had just been like kind of swimming at the top and trying to swim away, like at first they kind of freak out because like, oh, the water underneath them is rising above them, but it's okay. They just kind of are like chill.
They just start flying like you do.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of also realize like, oh, it's streaming, you can just do whatever. Fuck yeah, dude. Because they like are like, oh, it's our dream as well as Pilomon's nightmare. And then Angoromon shadow clones himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they decide to, since they have the infinite power of lucid dreaming now, Angoromon does fucking shadow clones. He jives with like seven shadow clones at once and kicks the skeleton 1,000,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tesla Jellymon gets big.
I wrote in my notes, this is someone's fetish for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
definitely.
I think Spike on the Discord asserted that it's Kiyoshiro's fetish.
Oh no!
Oh no! But also I can't say that it's not. So well played.
But yeah.
Yeah, so
big.
Tesla Jellymon gets huge. She gets like 5 times bigger than the Skull Greymon.
This bitch huge, and she just like wrecks it because she big.
Yeah, just absolutely smashes it to pieces.
And then I think Bakuman shows up in the dream. Is this now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he.
And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he just says like, "Damn, I've been trying to wake up people this whole time."
Mm-hmm.
Because of Jellymon's bullshit. And they all are like, oh, we gotta wake up Pilomon somehow. And
yeah, because the Skull Greymon just starts reassembling itself. And so, like, everyone's like, shit, what do we do? And then they notice Pilomon there, asleep. And they all together just, like, all at once just yell at them to wake up.
Wake the fuck up! And so they do, and everyone else wakes up too and are like, oh my god. We're not dead. Wow. Good shit. Everyone wakes up, but they also get, like... They cut to the hospital where all those people are that, like, had the bad dreams and the fucked up, like, bruises and stuff. And they're like, bruises disappear and everything.
Yeah. This episode would fit in the beginning of the season, back when these things happened and had no repercussions.
When people didn't die. When we didn't see people die on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's fine to have one with lower stakes, though. This was just a fun one.
This was a fun one.
I mean, I think those people are traumatized for the rest of their lives, to be honest.
Probably. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, they're not dead.
They're not
That's
dead.
more than some other people can say.
They're not fucking smoldering piles of fire.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're not plant food, so.
Yes. Yep. It's funny because Jellymon and Kiyoshiro, like, still have their bruises and shit.
Yeah.
And Bagumon's like, this is fucking punishment for doing this, you fucking idiots. You're so
Except for the part where Jellymon does not think she deserves that.
Yeah, Jellymon is like, yeah, everyone is, both Bakuman and Ruli are telling Jellymon that this is all her fault, and she's like, yeah, not really, whatever. So hey, are you gonna plug my business now?
Yes!
Are you gonna promote me on Liruru?
Yeah, she's gonna continue, but also, like, Pilomon is, like, telling them about the nightmare that they were having, unaware of the fact that everyone shared in it, I guess. And
they were having a nightmare because they were, like, you know when you eat too much and, like, you got a tummy ache? They were sleeping with a tummy ache because they had too many human dreams because someone, not pointing fingers, but someone decided to run a business to have a lot of humans fall asleep so they could eat their dreams and give them a tummy ache.
I don't know where you're pointing, because Jellymon clearly says that it's Pilomon's fault for eating so much.
Yeah. Yep, I'm pointing at Pilomon. That's who I'm pointing at.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, but yeah, like...
Anyway.
They're like, I was chased once by Skullgreymon, and so that's what my nightmares are about, usually. And I'm like, oh, poor baby.
Oh.
I was wondering why it kept saying rot and decay, though. I'm like, was it chanting that when you were, like, being chased by it? Because that's kind of fucking weird.
Yeah.
Or it's like...
Could be.
As someone who has had a lot of nightmares, sometimes those things just change and turn into something else.
True,
and you just suffer through them until they get funny again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Kiyoshiro is having an anime monologue again.
Yeah.
He's talking about, like, wow,
Such an idiot.
I did something cool? Maybe I do have secret hidden power.
He's staring at his hand that he has the bandage around. Like, maybe there is a power in this, and I'm waiting for the payoff of that one. And I don't know what will be funnier, if he actually turns out to have special powers, or if he doesn't.
What if he just never takes the bandages off? What if
that would be so fucking good.
That would be so good.
So
I would be so mad, but also, yeah, that tracks.
My prediction is that, like, he'll take his bandages off when, like, Jellymon goes to her perfect form. Is that what Ultimate's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like, that's when he'll do it.
It's very confusing because, yeah, the level after adult is perfect in the Japanese, and ultimate it's ultimate in the dub, but then ultimate is like the final level in the sub, and mega in the dub. So ultimate
lost
kind of exists in two places depending on what language you're watching.
I don't remember anything you just said.
Well, okay, but it's
not
not that important. It's just like my prediction is that when she evolves past Tesla Jellymon is when we'll see like the bandages come off. Because we also saw her digivolve when he like did the overflow for the first time on screen.
Yeah.
So I was like, screen. He did scream. To be fair.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is like the longest we've ever gone in a Digimon series without seeing a perfect level evolution. So they're like really biding their time on that. They're really like
there is like some
they're really pacing it out.
Strangeness because it's like, what do you do with someone with 3 adult level forms? 4, if you think about.
Yeah. I'm thinking that we're probably going to get it might not be until like episode like 25, 26 when it really hits like the midpoint of the season and we get, that we start to resolve some of the stuff with Gulus Gamamon. And then I think like once we have like the confrontation with Gulus Gamamon, that's when we're gonna like start having some perfect level evolutions. Whether that's Gamamon's evolution or the other two, who could say?
Who could say? Well, I hope to see it because it's always fun to see more evolutions.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like... evolution episodes can get really tiring if you're just like doing them one after another, like in some versions of Adventure. But I like that they're like making us wait for it. Like when we get our next our next new evolution episode, I'm gonna be like so fucking hyped for it just because they have made me wait for it,
Yeah, and also their evolution sequence is cool and it's not overly long once it's been done.
Exactly.
So I'm confident that it's gonna be really cool once we get to see the next one, and I'm super excited for it. But yeah, the wait is what's making it so exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
For sure. But yeah, so that's my prediction for if and when we see the bandages come off.
Thinking about it, like I don't know what's gonna happen, but what I always think is cool is when people fuse with Digimon. I know that's weird to say, but I loved that part in Cyber Sleuth when one of the characters got fucked up. And I want something like that for Kyosho, and that would be really cool with the bandages. If there was...
Hey, Elvire, I won't spoil it, but there is a season where the humans fuse with their Digimon. I won't tell you which...
It's so good, dude.
It's so fucking
I'm trying to watch them, but they're not... It's hard to find good versions.
It's so good. I want you to get to the future. Ah!
Have I sent you the torrent files for... I can send you just like a bunch of torrent files.
Do that.
Because I have like all the torrent files for all the seasons that you can't just like find streaming.
Yeah, because like I only have Crunchyroll, and that has like 2 Digimon series on it, I think. And that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it has Try and App Monsters and Ghost Game and, the other one that we don't really need to mention.
The one that we have all decided just isn't part of Digimon.
Appmon? No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna watch
Anyway, so we end the episode with Angoramon saying his funny little line. He says, "Deep sleep, the eternal cage, a hell you can't escape. However, there isn't a cage that can't be opened."
That's deep.
And then we get Hiro and Gamamon laying down for a little nappy, and Gamamon has like a little bit of chocolate on his face, and it's just real cute. It's a nice little ending to the episode. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's a good episode. It was a really great episode to get back into Digimon Ghost Game.
Yeah. Such a good episode to, like, come back to. I was just like, I really wanted to see Jellymon again, and God, this was such a good, like, Jellymon and Kyoshiro episode. I loved it. This was, like, the perfect energy to come back on for me.
You got to see your girl boss.
This was also a really good Ruli episode, because she's very much, I don't have room for any of y'all's bullshit.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's really cool. I love seeing Ruli and Jellymon together because it's a really cool dynamic.
It's good. It's so good.
It's a great, like, dynamic, especially, like, I like that they do interact so much, even though it's, like, they're not each other's partners. Like, we still see, like, the good relationships between Ruli and Goromon and Jellymon and Hyoshiro, but it's just, like, fun when, like... And I know we've mentioned this before, like how we've talked about movie night with Gamamon and Kyoshiro babysitting him and stuff. It's just like, it's great. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Digimon.
We've talked about how much we love these characters and their whole group dynamic, but yeah, we'll say it again. It's great.
It's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah. I like it a lot.
All right. Anything else about this episode before we jump into our ranking bracket? We might be able to finish it today, maybe not. Who could say?
It depends how much we feel about these characters.
I feel a lot about the App Monsters characters, so that might be our biggest sticking point.
No, I think that was it for the episode. I'm very excited about the next one, especially now that I've already seen it.
Yeah, we've actually all seen the next episode now for the first time. Let me tell you, another good one. Ghost Game keeps dropping the bangers.
I keep saying it's
so many
good.
Good episodes in a row.
It's good to watch Digimon.
The animation is really good too.
Yeah.
Like I someone said this in the Discord, but like I also noticed it. Like next episode's like animation is like really good, and I'm like, is it because they had a lot of time? Like I don't understand. I don't know. But it was good. And I like to see it. Good episode. This one and that one. We'll talk about that one next time, though.
That is true.
Yeah. All right, so I've got my tier list open.
Yep.
So do I. Let me just get these images.
Look at the pictures, yes.
Let me look at these funny little pictures. What number are we at?
We are on Adventure Try,
Mikumon.
Meiko and Meikumon.
Meiko, yeah, that's her name. I said Miku like the fucking Vocaloid. I like the Digimon.
Damn, Miku's in Digimon? She's singing Butterfly with Agumon. Okay.
Oh, I found him.
Let's go. Fuck.
Okay, but there is an official Hatsune Miku cover of Butterfly. That's real.
Oh
That's
my
not
God.
something I made up.
Is it good?
It's okay. Depends on how much you like Vocaloids.
I like Vocaloids, so I might
The
like
thing is, I could not tell you a single Vocaloid song.
That's okay. That's totally fine.
But I think if I heard it, I'd be like, uh-huh.
I named a Pokemon team after Vocaloids once. That was fun.
Hell yeah.
We made Miku the Pope in one of our games, didn't we?
Yeah!
Yeah, we did!
Fuck, we did! Oh my god. I'm sorry for screaming. I just forgot about that. Holy shit. That was literally the Power Rangers game. We made a fucking Miku Pope. No!
One of the Miku was one of the bad guys and she was the Pope.
Yep.
God.
Yep.
It was
That
great.
rules.
We make amazing games.
Fuck, I forgot about that. I'm crying a little bit. Okay, let's
God.
talk about fucking Digimon.
That just sounds like an interstitial campaign.
It was, well, it's funny you say that because it wasn't interstitial. It was, If Not Us, Then Who? Another
Okay.
game by the same person. So, you know.
Sick. Anyway, Mako and Meicoomon, these two are very despised in the Digimon fandom, but guess what? I like them.
Oh, that's a shame because they look cute.
I love the design of the Digimon here, honestly. Like,
yeah.
That too.
I assume they're despised in the same way that, like, anything being introduced to adventure plot in some way that would, like, make it different than what people picture would be.
Yeah, like, I think what sort of rubs people wrong about Try is that it does have, like, such a different feeling than original Adventure. Like, the characters act different, like, the visual style is very different, but, like, all that shit's on purpose.
Teenagers.
Like, they're fucking, they're teenagers now. They're, like, fucking middle schoolers and high schoolers. Of course they're gonna, like, be different and, like, you know, have different takes on things and act differently. Like, I think it's, like, a very good progression of the character that, like, keeps them recognizable enough, but also makes them, like, you know, distinct from, like, their 11-year-old selves, you know? And yeah, I like, to get back to the main point, I like Mako a lot. She's just a little guy with anxiety. She kind of has a crush on Taichi, which people are mad about, but I'm like, it's fine. She also has a crush on Mimi, so, you know, we stan.
She's a teen. She's figuring it out. I'm just looking at a character that has glasses, and, I love the fact, one of the drawings that Emery put in the drive, I can see a squid. She has facial expressions with the glasses, without the glasses being like a comedy thing. Love that.
Yeah.
And then we got Meicoomon, who's just a little fluffy guy. She has a great design. She's got little tufts of fur that are all twisty like the Spear of Longinus. It is an Evangelion reference, don't worry about it.
Oh my god. I didn't even put that together. I was just like, oh, cool, twisties. Oh, that's not good.
But no. It does get kind of Evangelion towards the end of Try, very explicitly so.
Oh well.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Meiku is a little cutie, she's a baby, and then she has like a fucked up rage mode where she kills Leomon. Spoilers.
I mean, someone has to do it.
Someone has to do it.
I thought you said Leomon doesn't die in Try. You fucking lied to me. Does Leomon ever not die?
He doesn't die in Adventure 2020.
Oh, that's what it was.
Leomon, and also there's a Leomon in a flashback in Try that is on screen for like 2 seconds and doesn't die because he didn't have enough time.
Okay. All right. I got Try in 2020 confused. I'm sorry. I'm sure I'd be burned at the stake. I like them.
Yeah, so what do y'all think of these two?
I think they look fine. They look great.
Yeah. Yeah, I like them well enough. I'm maybe thinking like a B for them.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, that seems fair.
I don't know enough about them, you know?
Based on what you say, why people wouldn't like them, I don't care about those things.
I like to be contrary. I like to be contrary.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
And I want to be a little bit hipster, somehow.
Uh-huh.
Despite the fact that I would punch people who would call me hipster. That's...
App Monster.
Watching App Monsters at all is contrary and hipster because no one's fucking seen it. And we're gonna talk about it anyway, so...
Nice.
Haruman. That's his name. His name's Haruman. His name's Haru. We got Gatchaman.
We got Haru and Gatchaman. I love these guys.
I want this look. I want to look like that.
Yeah. Haru is a little baby nerd. He's so
gay.
Fucking gay. He's gay.
He's extremely homosexual. And I also was slightly confused on his gender when I saw him, because I saw the first episode, so that's always a plus for me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they're non-binary and gay. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. And God, I rewatched a little bit of Appmon for my interstitial campaign, and Haru has like the gayest voice of any main character.
Really
in this
gay
season.
voice.
Like, they really did it on purpose with him.
So I should watch Appmon first, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, I love this design
And then-
a lot.
Watch Appmon or Tamers first, IMO.
Yeah. And then Gatchmon is literally a search engine. He's just kind of a little goblin. He's very loud and rude, and we like him.
I do like a loud little boy.
And God, one of Gatchmon's special attacks is literally just doing a Google search for how to beat the enemy he's fighting. It's really good.
He does it in the first episode. He does it immediately.
That's me in every game I've ever played. This is how I win games. This is valid. I like these two.
I do too. I would put him, honestly as high as you want to go. Like,
Yeah. I'm thinking probably A tier for these two.
that makes sense.
They're not even like the best characters in Appmon, but I like them a lot. Haru is definitely up there as one of like the best series protagonists,
damn, he's not even one of the best ones? Crazy.
Yeah, I'm thinking A tier for him.
Yeah.
So now we've got Eri and Dokamon. Hey, what do you think of these two?
I like Eri. Dokamon's kind of funny looking, but I kind of do like him too. He just looks like a weird Power Ranger guy or something.
Can I say something that might be weird? But I play Fire Emblem Three Houses, and in that I ship Hilda and Casper because I had canon them both as trans. Because they're pink and blue. I'm looking at Karen and Dokamon, and I'm thinking I am looking at Hilda and Casper. So I am biased in saying I like these. Good design.
Blue and pink, I like it.
Blue and pink. You can't go wrong.
Okay, Elvir, sometimes on this show, you say a thing about a Digimon series that you've never seen or heard of in your entire life, and it is so fucking close to the mark, because Dokamon does have a big crush on Eri!
Let's go!
Let's go!
Fuck, that's crazy.
Dokamon is so fucking cute. He's just a little
so
dweeb.
funny.
He has big crush.
He has such a funny little mouth.
So stupid.
Look at it, he's wearing a binder. I'm correct.
Oh yeah!
This is a trans Digimon.
This is a trans Digimon.
You're 100% correct.
So true.
I like these two. I think they're and Eri's whole deal is that she's an idol, and like her shtick as an idol is that she's also a martial artist, and her catchphrase is just threatening to punch you.
Oh my god, it's like the idol wrestler. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
A wrestler, like she was a failed idol, and so she went into wrestling. It's very good. I'll show you if I can find the video that I was watching about it. I'll show it to you later, but that's what it reminds me of. No, that's sick. I love her already, and I haven't even watched this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched the first one, but
she's really good. I'm also thinking A tier for these two.
Yeah, sure. Oh my god, this fucking gremlin ass music poke.
Now we're looking at Astra and Musimon, and I'll just say it at this point, Astra is also another controversial character. A lot of people say he's like the worst thing in App Monsters, or the reason they quit watching App Monsters, but I'm gonna say it right now, if Astra doesn't end up in S tier, I'm throwing this whole fucking podcast off a cliff.
Listen, we don't know this show, so we're gonna have to go based on your shit. So unfortunately, we will have to put them in S tier.
Yeah, but we are talking about the human M&M. He looks like an M&M commercial.
God. Okay, so here's the thing about Astra.
You gotta tell us. You gotta tell us about him. Yeah.
He's a YouTuber.
He's a YouTuber. No way, dude. No way.
He's 11 years old and he has 3 million subscribers.
Fuck. He's posting
And are you calling him Astra because that's his YouTube name? Because that's not the name that the file has.
Yeah, his name is Tarajiro Asuka, but he hates that name. He calls himself Astra. That's his YouTube name.
Oh my god.
And so I have named him Astra on this spreadsheet out of respect for his chosen name.
That is correct, yeah.
No, that's great. Honestly, like, yeah, if he's a YouTuber, it probably means he's a huge shithead, but that's good, actually. In Digimon, that's good. In real life, that's bad.
He's so good. Like, he is, like, constantly on his YouTuber bullshit. Even when he's not filming, he's, like, still, like, in that persona. He's constantly evaluating whether everything is poggers or not.
Wait.
Yeah,
He's terminally online, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. He's great. He's just such a fun character. He's so high energy and is just like so excited about everything. He's great. He is legitimately so fucking good.
I 100%, like, looking at these characters, like him and his partner, I would, he would definitely, especially if I had seen this when I was a kid, he would have definitely been like one of the gay blondes that I projected myself onto as a small and in the closet non-binary person.
Right. Yeah.
I can tell.
Listen, you know Astra is like gonna like have some stuff with his identity when he gets older. He's gonna be figuring it out for like the next 8 years or so.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't wear an outfit like that and say, oh yes, I don't think about gender ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so sorry to everyone who's like, oh, Emery is the only one controlling it or whatever. But like, no. Oh well, they're an S tier. If I watch it, if I watch it and end up not liking him,
we'll go back.
I'm the one that's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I don't want to like be the fucking monarch of this tier list. If at any point y'all are like watching these series and you want to like relitigate any of these, listen, if someone comes in and they fucking hate Daimon Masaru, I will disagree with you, but I will hear you out.
You start a fight live on the podcast next episode.
Exactly.
But so far, I have trusted your judgment, Emery, and it's been correct. So I'll believe you for now, because I cannot state enough that he looks like he's sponsored by Eminem.
Yeah. Yeah, like, speaking to this tier list, like, since Morg has seen the most, seasons, I feel like we're in agreement on so many of these characters already. I think we just both have good taste, and we're all correct all the time, and therefore we're going to agree on all of these.
Yeah.
So true.
Anyway, so, Ray and Hackmon.
Are these the emo ones?
We love emo kids here.
They're the emo ones, God. Yeah.
You know how I feel about a Sasuke.
Ray is the Sasuke, he's the Shadow the Hedgehog. He is, like, the cool hacker character. He is basically, like, what if Kiyoshiro, but, like, instead of being, like, a super genius who is also, like, a shitty weeb, what if he is just, like, a super genius who is also, like, the fucking coolest hacker you've ever seen? He's an edgelord, he's a Sasuke, but it's just like done to such a heightened degree that it is hilarious. He's incredible.
I was gonna say, like, because we were talking about how, like, Kiyoshiro, like, is balanced out a lot by, like, Jellymon and him being, like, a fail.
What if a character wasn't balanced? What if he was just like that?
But is that good? Is that a good thing?
It's good.
Okay.
It's so good. Okay, he is balanced out a little by, like, he's so much of a fucking hacker that, like, he eats, like, this like meal replacement jelly instead of food.
God.
Like this guy definitely like would drink Soylent,
This dude definitely would be a crypto bro.
Yeah, he's like always got a pouch of jelly, which is really funny.
Oh, no.
I'm apologizing in advance for what I'm about to say. Feel free to cut it out later. He sounds like the main character from Ready Player One.
Oh no. Okay, like, he's not that much of a shithead.
But what if he was? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. But in all seriousness, the way you're describing him, I'm on board. Hackmon looks sick. That's amazing.
I feel like that works better in Digimon than it does, because at least in this, like, there's a lot of, like, funny over-the-top shit that can happen in Digimon.
Yeah, it works better if your author isn't a piece of shit. That helps characters as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Ray is, the whole thing is that it's like, he's a funny over-the-top hacker character. Like, the writers know this, they're leaning into it, and they do a really good job with it, in my opinion.
I love his Digimon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Hackmon is...
I would want this flash as well.
He's just a cutie, like, even though he's sort of like this, like, fucking, mysterious, like, hooded figure who, like, is like an expert hacker and can just, like, fuck with reality all the time around him. Even though he's got this sort of exterior, he's also, like, the one who's just, like, telling Ray to eat solid food once in a while. He's kind of like the fucking low-key mom who's, like, just... reminding Ray to, like, be off his bullshit once in a while. It's good. They're sweeties.
We've got a reverse dynamic here. He's the Kyoshiro, in a way.
In a way.
In a way.
In a way.
The responsible one?
Why does he have the same, like, pluggy-in things as Musimon?
Oh, that's a thing for all the app monsters. Oh. Like, that has to do with, like... Yeah, it's got this whole system called app linking, and app fusion is just a whole thing. They all have, like, the plugs on the back, and they can plug into each other, and that's how they power up.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm maybe thinking A or S for these two.
Whichever makes more sense to you, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah, but I really love a Sasuke. Like...
Yeah, you know what? Fucking for the Sasuke of it all, let's give him the S.
What about you, Eugen and Offmon? I know they're gay. I know.
Eugen is gay.
Oh my god, Offmon.
God, I know it's after 5 o'clock, but could I really quick, like, give my spiel about how App Monsters characters are Tamers characters?
Okay.
Are we gonna finish? Are we gonna be able to do Ghost Game?
I think that's for next week.
Yeah, I think we'll save Ghost Game for next week. Ghost Game will also go pretty quick, because we've...
as if we don't all know what's going to happen in that tier list, but for
I don't know.
argument's sake, let's do it next week.
Alright.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, really, really quick. My thing about App Monsters is we've talked about how a lot of characters here are, like, following the same archetypes that were set up by Adventure. App Monsters is, like, following the archetypes that were set up by Tamers. Like, Haru is definitely the Takato. They've got, like, similar color palettes even, and they're both the only main characters to wear yellow-framed goggles. Like, Ray and Hackmon are, like, the Ruki and Renamon, and, like, those, green stripes on his sleeves are, like, the same color as Ruki's sleeves. And, like, yeah, the sort of stitching on his pants is, like, positioned similarly to the belt on Ruki's pants. So there's just, like, all these little visual similarities and, like, sort of similarities in their archetypes.
Astra is not.
Eugene is the jury of the season.
Oh.
They both wear green and yellow clothes. They have red hair. Eugene is a jury, and for one thing, that means he's the main character's love interest.
Oh no, that's really bad for him, huh?
It might be. Yeah, but the thing about Eugene, he's just really sweet and supportive. Like, Haru kind of looks up to him as, like, being a very sort of protagonist-y figure, even though it's sort of Haru's job to be the protagonist of the anime. Like, This is what it looks like when a jock and a nerd are in love.
Yujin like
great.
calls it like in the first episode. They say like you are like you're a main character to me. Like they are like calling each other like main characters in like a
That's gay.
instead of saying in a I love you. Like what's gayer, calling your bro the main character that you look up to or kissing? Like I don't know.
It's extremely like that, and like, God, there is so much queer-coded, subtext in their relationship. It is 100% intentional. Like, if you told me that the writers, like, didn't make these two gay on purpose, I would, like, eat my fucking hat or something. I don't know. It just has to be true. Like,
Sure.
it's that much. Like... God, and let me tell you about Offman. Offman is a little baby. He had basically my pitch for Offman is like, what if you took a perfectly good Guilmon and gave him anxiety?
Oh no!
His whole deal is that he's the app for offline games, so he's kind of like a big introvert and gets nervous around people, and he's such a little sweetie.
He's so cute.
I want to put these two in S tier.
I'd be fine with that.
Yes, I believe you. I look forward to watching this.
All right, so that's App Monsters. God, what a good fucking cast.
Ghost Game, put them all in S tier.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah, let's just go for it.
done. Nailed it. God, I love all the... Yeah, we've talked about these characters so
And we'll
much.
keep
I love
talking
all
about
Yeah,
them.
we don't need the tier list for that. We know.
Yeah, like, no question.
We don't need to, like, hash this out, because you just listen to the rest of the podcast. You fucking know we love these characters.
Yeah.
Good tier list.
God, like... Kyoshiro and Jellymon especially, like, God, the moment Jellymon showed up, she was already living rent-free in my head. They have such an amazing dynamic. It's so good.
They're so good. I can't believe how much I like all three of them. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
how did this happen?
Yeah, that's the really cool thing.
Oh, and Jellymon and Offman also have the same voice actor, so that's another reason to love Offman.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I do love that we have all Ghost Game in S tier, because it doesn't matter which characters are in the episode, I'm hyped for it. Because
So
I care
true.
about all of them, and I care about all of their interactions. I'm never like, oh no, it's this character's, like, focus episode. Oh, I hope I'll survive these 20 minutes.
Yeah. They're all winners.
They are. Especially Jellymon.
Especially Jellymon. She's always winning.
Mm-hmm.
She has never not been winning.
So true.
Right.
Alright, that's our fucking tier list. I think we did a great job.
We did amazing. No one could have done better than us.
So true. We're the best.
We are the best.
And that's why you come to us. Digimon Ghost Gaze, the only correct 100% Digimon podcast.
Exactly.
This is what happens when you have 3 trans hosts.
Yeah. Yeah. We just know better.
All right. We are way over time now, so let's jump straight into our plugs. I would love to sit around and congratulate ourselves more, but we are on the clock here.
Yeah, I do need to go to sleep. I have a Twitter. It is @Eriviru. And that's the only place you can find me.
You can find me at Haunting the Morgue on Twitter. That's Haunting the MORG. You can also find me on my other podcasts. Departure Lounge exists, but my active podcasts are The Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast, and Forward ReZero, a ReZero watch-along podcast. I just almost blanked on what I do with that one, but God, we haven't. I'm hoping we record next week, but let's see how that goes. You know how life is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I'm Emery. I'm on Fur Affinity. My username is Space Robot. I'm posting furry art there. I've been doing some fucking OCs lately that I'll probably post eventually. They're good. Also, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just like jump in voice chat and draw there. I did that this most recent Friday. Spike and Morg came to hang out. It was a lot of fun.
It was great. I like listening to your story idea that you have.
Thank you.
I saw you go online, but I thought it's time to sleep.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah, I wish time zones were better.
Yeah, but I was there last time, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I'm also on a podcast called Gone Will Hunting. Keep an eye on that. New news to come. We're working on it. We're getting it sorted. We're also on Twitter at DigiGhostGaze. We're on Discord. We've got a bunch of fun stuff happening. We've already told you about it. We got Spoiler Channel. We got Digimondays. Get in there. Have a good time. This is a Noisespace.xyz podcast. Go to Noisespace.xyz and find lots of great podcasts by awesome hosts about a very wide range of podcasts, many of them anime-based. If you like this show, then you'll definitely find something else you like on that channel. It's just such good shit.
So true.
All right. And I think that about does it for us. So until next time, all you poltergeist ghouls and non-boonaries,
Digimon, for the game.